Okay, so I respect everybody's free will in whatever they choose to eat. And that could be anything under the sun. And, as a professing Christian, I believe Romans 14:3, where it does speak about the man who eats everything must not look down on him who does not, and the man who does not eat everything must not condemn the man who does, for God has accepted him. Basically then, vegans shouldn't pass judgment on meat eaters, and meat eaters shouldn't pass judgment on plant eaters or vegans. Originally, the original diet for mankind, if you believe in the Word of God, okay, the Word of God, which was inspired, okay, you will understand that in Genesis 1:29, and I will even read it for you guys, okay, it says, "Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food." Right here we see that God is saying to Adam and to Eve that He has given us, okay, every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit seed in it, and they will be ours for food. Now, it seems to me that that's a pretty good indication of what we were originally intended to eat. And if you look at the human, and what we're actually designed best and capable of eating, it makes a lot of sense. But regardless of that, in Genesis, I believe Genesis 9:3, it does mention that it says, "Everything that lives and moves will be food for you. Just as I gave you the green plants, I now give you everything." So here God is now telling, Noah and his family that just came off the ark after he had flooded the earth, that they can now consume everything, just as he gave Adam and Eve the green foods, in the beginning. So, whichever a person chooses to eat is basically their choice, free will. And we should respect each other's free will in what we choose to eat. And, I think a lot of people just get caught up into this whole debate that you're wrong because you eat meat and you're wrong because you're vegan, and people create these videos like, why veganism is wrong or why meat eating is wrong, and it's all right, I guess, to voice your opinion and present facts of why you believe that meat eating is wrong, and also for the meat eaters, they can present their own facts of why they think that eating only plant-based is wrong. And of course we have our free will, to be able to voice that out, and I don't see a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is when people actually, target somebody and judge a person individually for what they choose to eat. That's where it can become a real problem, of when you're actually looking at individuals, or you're talking about an individual and you're judging them based on what they're eating, whether it's meat or whether it's plant-based. And because clearly, we can clearly eat 100% plant-based diets. I mean, God, that was the original diet that our Creator gave to us. And, through the knowledge and the understanding that we have of where a lot of the animal foods come from today, we really don't want to be supporting factory farms, and industrial animal-based foods, because that's just an awful thing to contribute to support. We need to get away from that, move away from that. So basically the whole point of this video is basically to say that, don't judge the individual based on what somebody eats. Respect their free will. But at least let people know that, hey, if you eat this, this might happen to you. Or there's good facts supporting, that this isn't the best thing for you to be eating. So in the case of like pasteurized dairy products, we know that there's a lot of problems associated with drinking pasteurized dairy products. So you can give your facts, you can present facts, you can present studies, you can present information to those people, and then let them decide what they want to do. But at least you can give people good information. You know, people, if they get offended because you give them a certain fact about why something you think is not right, then they're the ones that have to deal with that. As long as you don't target an individual, or you don't try to make fun of an individual, or you don't judge them for what they're eating, but rather you just try to present facts of why, hey, if you eat this, this might happen to you. That's fine, and that's what we should do. So, bottom line is, guys, we need more outspoken people to help others, and we shouldn't be so afraid, but we need to be, loving, humble, and kind in how we present ourselves. And also we need to present a good, solid case of why we, choose the foods that we do eat, and present good, solid facts based on truth, and be able to show that, hey, if you consume this meat, or you consume this egg or fish or whatever, that these things might happen to you, or this might lead to a health complication down the road. And vice versa. It could be for soy consumption, it could be for a lot of different things. So, I think where a lot of times people get caught up into is fighting with one another individually. But yet, there's bigger factors that you need to take into consideration, such as, instead of fighting against one another and, insulting one another because of what you guys eat, realize that the bigger picture of things is, point out the dangers and the harmful things of these big companies that they're doing, and all these bad ingredients that they're adding to the foods, and what they're doing to the animals. Those are the things that people can come to unity, and agree upon, and there shouldn't be so much division. See, if people can just understand that, we can just respect other people's free will, then, we can get along. And because this whole thing about meat eating versus plant eating, I mean, there's nothing that is accomplished by that. Nobody benefits from arguing back from one another, or people patting themselves on the back saying, oh, I'm better than you. The whole point of all of it should be, hey, I'm trying, I care about you, and I would like, I would like to share this information with you so that, you could better your life, or maybe you could become healthier or whatever. So, just try to respect other people's free will, and, bottom line is, try not to be so concerned with what everybody else is doing, but be more concerned with what you're doing. Are you practicing what you're preaching? Are you walking the walk? Or are you just saying a bunch of stuff but not really going through with it?